Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another City Skylines video. For today, I want to get into a City Skylines 2 wish list. Now, City Skylines 2 might come out next 5 years from now, 1 year from now. Who really knows when City Skylines 2 comes out? But I wanted to create a top 5 City Skylines 2 wish list. Let's get started. So for City Skylines wish number 1. And these are in no particular order. There's no power rankings. For wish number 1, I would like to go into the new City Skylines Remastered. So we know for the Xbox consoles, we know that they have better graphics now. They have more computing power, graphics power. They should be able to handle a couple of the mods. So one of the mods that I think should be a part of the City Skylines 2 base game is the TMPE Traffic Manager. Now playing on a PC, we can do this. We have the mods. But I believe that now we have the next gen systems and now we know the game can be upgraded and handle more CPU power, more GPU power, because guess what? They have better graphics cards and better processors. I believe adding this Traffic Manager mod would greatly increase the amount of people playing this game, because guess what? Console players on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X can actually control their traffic. And I feel like that's probably one of the number one complaints when playing City Skylines. Now, the second mod I want to get into is, you can see the house is moving around. It's the Move It mod. Now, I just want a disclaimer. I want a very basic Move It mod. One that goes up and down where you can move the roads a little bit, and nothing too crazy. I'm not asking to be able to move houses all around, but I'm just asking for a slight variation as my wish for City Skylines 2. Again, I don't want the full Move It mod. I just want some of the functions of the Move It mod. So that was wish number 1, the TMPE Traffic Manager and the Move It mod. Let's keep going. So for my second City Skylines 2 wish, it's actually right in front of you as we slowly zoom into it. And you're gonna see that I am playing on a PC, obviously, but what you'll see is that the memory. So I think City Skylines 2 needs to make sure that it's a little less dependent on RAM usage. So how about we clear up some of the processing, because you can see right now I have a 3070 Ti and then my CPU is a 57X. They're doing okay. My graphics card is not at all fatigued. My CPU is not at all fatigued. They're about at 50%, but if you see the memory, we're at 35.5 gigabytes at 56%. And it's not moving up or down. There's no fluctuation. So my point of this is to have the new City Skylines 2 game to be a little bit more fluid and, just overall better processing where it's not so RAM dependent. Obviously we know that, the RAM goes 8 gigabytes, 16, 32, and 64. You don't need 64, but guess what? If you have 32 gigabytes of RAM, we're over by 3.5. Well, yeah, about 3.5, or 3. So I guess my overall point is to make the game a little bit less RAM dependent, just a little bit better free flowing. So that was wish number 2. So for City Skylines wish number 3, I'm gonna go over to some of these buildings. You can see that once some of these buildings are built, they're just there and they can't really upgrade, and they're all gonna look pretty much the same. Now, again, disclaimer, I know some of these buildings upgrade, but at the point of building them and placing them down, I would like a few different variations. So in the new City Skylines Plaza and Promenades DLC, what you could do is you have a few different variations. Like, they already have this in the game, but the problem is the variation isn't that incredible. It's just a wall. It's a wall changing colors and patterns and stuff like that. So for wish number 2 is have different variation of the buildings where, we have those recycling bins, but maybe let's add some trees around it, or add a fence in front of it, or add a different vehicle in front of it. Just generic, different 4 or 5 different variations of the building itself. Like, for console players, they would love that. Now, as we already saw, I play on PC, so I could detail and there's no issues. But I guess have different variations of the buildings that are created in this game. I don't think, they already have part of the feature already in place, so it really wouldn't be that hard to do. Let's keep going. So for wish number 4, let's look at some of the skyscrapers. You can tell these are big buildings. They probably have a lot of people living in them right now. Well, if you click on it, you can see that there's 19 households in that giant skyscraper. 19! Like 19 in that big building. Like, it's a huge building. Look at, there's probably 20 plus stories to it, and there's 19 households. That is a major, major problem. Now, if we go to other buildings, like you could see this office building is huge. It's like 50. It's one of the biggest buildings you can get. And there's literally 28 people working it. Like, how does that happen? So I guess the moral of the story, okay, that one's a little bit better at 24, but I guess the moral of the story is to have more realistic buildings. Now, again, Cities Skylines mods, we can change that, but for the console players, you'd like to get more, like, oh my god, that giant office building is 16. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I guess the moral of the story is to have more realistic buildings. If you're a Cities Skylines console player, like, this is outrageous. Like, how are you supposed to have 100,000 plus population city when some of these high-rise buildings that take up a lot of space only provide 7 households? 7 or 16, like, you know what I mean? So I want more realistic buildings. So wish number 4 for Cities Skylines 2 is more realistic buildings. Now let's go to the final, 5th and final wish of Cities Skylines 2. So for my 5th and final Cities Skylines 2 wish, I want something very simple, but I think it would be very complicated. So this is going to be a 2-parter. So let's zoom out of my entire city. So what I want is interconnecting cities. So you can call this city, well, I guess if you look at the title, it's how to play Cities Skylines cities. But what I want is other tiles to be connected, not tiles, but other maps kind of connected to each other. I want basically one giant map where I can connect different parts of the city. For example, I want this highway to connect to a different city altogether that I built. I want this highway over here. I wanted to import goods from another part. So maybe, the city that potentially could be leading this highway potentially could have a lot of fish and I could import a lot of fish from it. Or I just want the cities to be connected. Now, I guess this is a bad example because I'm trying to find I'm trying to find trucks that are just bringing in goods from different cities. Like, I get that they have that right now. I get they have it, but I want my own cities, I want the other cities to be connected together. So again, if we have ferry lines, if we have airports, I want them to actually be connected. I want them to, my other series called Tantrum, I want Tantrum to be connected to this map so that they could use each other's resources. And, maybe I have more ore that they need or something along those lines. I want my city to I want other cities to basically be feeding off of each other. Now that's going to lead to my second part. So we all know Cities Skylines multiplayer does not exist. We have big Cities Skylines YouTube channels such as City Planners, Biffa. They all share the same save file. So what I want overall is I want that I want people to be able to play online and to share the same maps, maybe interact with fans and share different maps with other people and, have all these cities linked up together. Be like, hey, I'm on the same map as Biffa. I'm building with him. This is amazing. So guys, what do you guys think of my Cities Skylines 2 wishlist? Is it bad, good? Like, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, what do you guys think? Like, I think all of my top 5 wishes are very doable. And I think the last one, honestly, the interconnecting cities would be my favorite, especially if you play it online. Please, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.